and businesses should literally embrace mistakes. I say, come on, bring me the mistakes of today. What have we learned? What went wrong? Because that is how you anchor learning. There's nothing better than that. And you don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of the mistakes. Don't be afraid of the failures, because these are the best learning money you can have as an entrepreneur.
Tell us a little bit about what are the main challenges that Moneyflow is finding in the market at the moment, and what are your plans for the next, let's say, 2 to 3 years?
So Moneyflow's main challenge is obviously rebuilding everything from scratch. And that means there's a lot of trials and errors. You have to experiment a lot. So you have to be super, everyone talks about building and developing things in an agile way. But it really just means that you have to be super nimble, and you have to move really fast, and you have to experiment, and you have to have really short feedback loops. So I think time is the challenge, isn't it? Because while we are also building new business model in the market, so it's not just technology, but also new business model we have to convince people about. It is holding all these parts together, which obviously, me and the management team and the team itself is to making sure that all these parts are moving at the same pace. It's definitely a challenge. It's a managed challenge. It's a human challenge. It's a resource challenge. Even though we are a great place to work and it's relatively easy to find smart and good people to join us, we are constantly recruiting. We have I think 10 to 12 new developers that we want to take on board, and we can only get them so fast. So the challenge is just making sure that all these pieces are moving in the same pace.
Right.
And they never do, obviously, because that's life. Make sure that that's not stressful. To make sure that everyone understands that that's normal in startup life, and don't get stressed out about it. Take a deep breath. And I do a lot of walks and talks with people just to make say, this is fine. Been there, seen it. It has to go wrong for us to truly learn. I want a lot of mistakes, and then we just reflect on them. So, okay, what was it? What was it that worked? What wasn't that doesn't work? It's like with kids, isn't it? They learn through mistakes constantly, and businesses should literally embrace mistakes. I say, come on, bring me the mistakes of today. What have we learned? What went wrong? Because that is how you anchor learning. There's nothing better than that. And you don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of the mistakes. Don't be afraid of the failures, because these are the best learning money you can have as an entrepreneur. And
All right, I think that's a really interesting perspective. And I want to ask you, so traditionally the financial services has been, the culture in financial services is radically different to what you're describing here. There's you don't roll out things unless they're absolutely perfect. You have very long development cycles. There's a culture of we do everything inside because we want to keep tight control of everything. So when you describe the culture of Moneyflow, you're almost defining an entirely different worldview.
Yes.
Does that make it difficult to collaborate with banks and just to see eye to eye when you're trying to work with them?
Great question, and obviously it does make it harder. There's no doubt about it. You saw that spot on, because obviously we also have to bridge let's say the old world to the new world. So we don't see banks as at our adversary. They're our friends. We need to work with banks. It makes a lot of sense, and sometimes you have to do a lot of translation. I think that's really the way to describe it. We have to translate what we're doing into how they maybe understand it. Sometimes we have to translate maybe our business concept into how they see the world in order to do that. But I think that's also something about getting a very experienced management team together. So we have a team that also come from and let's say the older financial services world. So we understand, we've been there. We do understand what they're facing. And it doesn't mean that they don't understand it. It just means they have some structures that they have to work within. And we have some other structures that are moving super fast, and they are not always comfortable with it. Some of their innovation people, bring it on, we love it. And then their credit people say, but really slow. So you constantly have to maneuver this around and create, let's say, I call them translation pieces so they understand and get comfortable. So, yeah, but that's fine because they actually do like this, which is kind of the old way. So we have these like, pockets of the old world, even in our systems, where we say, well, this bank wants to understand our world this way and translate our data that way for them to understand and respect that. So, because this is how you bridge the chasm between the two, and say, well, this is how you bring it all on. And yeah, it means a bit of extra work from us, and sometimes say, come on, guys, don't you get it? Yeah, of course you do, and that's normal. But we also respect and accept and want them to come with us on this journey. This is, I think, also the way a whole society evolves, isn't it? You just say, yeah, the banks, they're dead, they're not going to survive the future, and therefore not. We will only do this. I don't believe in that. I think it's just a question about time. Most will survive, most will change, and a few will not survive. And that's just how you do it. So, one word, lots of translation.